Yeah. I want to congratulate everyone who was promoted today. Atomy is a company that began with a declaration that it will rewrite the history of network marketing. We have recorded a new history up until now. We've branched out into 23 countries, and we passed $2.2 billion in sales last year. It was only 2 years ago that we were celebrating passing $1 billion. But we are now looking at over $2.2 billion. We're growing very rapidly. We've been going through the COVID-19 situation for 2 years now. In the midst of chaos, we shouted out, "The stronger the wind, the higher the kite flies. We must continue on through every form of adversity and through the harsh winds." With this belief, we overcame that adversity, and we are flying even higher through that adversity. Atomy is definitely writing a new history. Yeah. Atomy is already a new company, but we must not stop at this renewal, but become new once again. Today's Atomy must be different from yesterday's Atomy. Just as Atomy was different from the network marketing companies of the past, now, tomorrow's Atomy must be different from yesterday's Atomy. That is why we have chosen this year's catchphrase as renewed day by day. I have grabbed my brush, and transformed myself into a calligrapher. I said no when our employees suggested doing a calligraphy performance. You should do something for at least 10 years before you can say you can really do that thing. I had not picked up a brush since I tried calligraphy in elementary school. However, the employees were confident that I could do it, that I must do it. This brush is very heavy. I got blisters on my hands as I practiced late into the night. I worked very hard. It's nothing to brag about, but I got to a pretty acceptable level of writing. And now I get to present this catchphrase in Chinese letters to you, renewed day by day. I'm sure that calligraphers in China would see this as a very amateur work, but I worked at it for a month, practicing the nights away. We can change and do anything if we just set our minds to it. And Atomy will continue to transform into a new company. Atomy's fundamental principle was absolute quality, absolute price. We got a very prestigious award recently. It was the King Sejong Award. They say it's really great for invention patents to receive the Zhangyong Shil Award. But the King Sejong Award tops that. There are around 130,000 invention patents registered every year. Just being registered is a good thing for patents. However, out of the 130,000 patents, our absolute is the one that received the highest award. K-Beauty is taking over the whole world right now. There are companies in Korea that represent K-Beauty, but even those companies have not yet received a King Sejong Award for their invention patents in cosmetics. I'm saying that Atomy is the first ever in the cosmetics industry to receive that award, and we are selling this at a price that is less than a quarter of all the others. You all can use this absolute quality, absolute price as a tool to reach global markets instead of remaining in the domestic market. We have infinite levels and infinite accumulation. Having infinite levels is like a dream in network marketing. How can you be compensated the same way in the 100th, 1000th, and 10,000th levels as your first. That is why so many companies cut the levels. They promise to compensate up to the 5th level, 7th level, or maybe 12th level if they're being generous. If there isn't a capable leader near you, or on a level close to yours, then you cannot be successful. Most network marketing compensation systems are built in such a way that even if there's a successful person 10 or 20 levels down your line, it doesn't have any effect on your own compensation. However, we have made a system where you can be compensated for sales that are on the 1st, 100th, 1000th, or even 10,000th levels. This is a huge vision. Even if you're not the most capable, if you keep moving forward, then somewhere along the line, there will be a great leader. There is hope that there will be someone that will do great things. This doesn't mean to have unconditional love. It does not mean just to dream big. Our system proves that. This thing called infinite levels has made a system where you can succeed, even if you're not a full smarter, even if you're just a half smarter. You probably have already heard rumors by now, but there's a new level now called Semi-Sales Master, where if you have 150,000 PVs, you can get $400, give or take 20%, up to around $800 to $1,000 in earnings after general commission. The only reason we aren't putting it into effect right away is because it has to be published for 3 months first, according to the law. But we will be starting in late April. Now, the people that were struggling to get to Sales Master because it was taking more than a year or two and failing can now earn $1,000 per month a bit more easily. How does that sound? If you take just one more jump from there, you can get to Sales Master, and you can make around $2,000 when you get to Auto Sales Master. We heard that the first step was too steep to climb. So, with the request from our leaders and the research from our employees, we have made a middle level. I heard it being referred to as Sales Halfster instead of Sales Master. Now that you have the Sales Halfster, you have support that will get you to Sales Master more easily, which makes it easier to maintain a Diamond Mastership. I'm sure this will hugely help those of you who are having a hard time maintaining your mastership. I also believe that now the people who are taking part in multiple jobs and opportunities will be able to join Atomy as well. Atomy also has a great compensation program for the contractors that do business full-time. I'll give you an example. If I, as a person who knows some things about network marketing, was to start doing business, I would do it this way. I would put at least 2 people onto each line that have the potential to become Sales Master. And I would challenge for Diamond Master from the beginning. I would make sure, day and night, to help my partners maintain their Sales Master positions. In return, I would tell them to bring me a list of people, and I would go to meet them. Did you guys know that I was a sponsor in the beginning? Yeah. That's what we did at first. There were quite a few people that reached Sales Master and Diamond Master from the beginning and not going home and going everywhere to talk to others, just talking to other people. So if I were to start business here, that's what I would do. But if you don't have experience in network marketing, you have to be very prepared before you start. You have to be able to properly explain the compensation structure. That is how you help your partners You also have to be able to explain the products. So if someone seems interested in the products, you can talk to them about the products. If someone else seems interested about the compensation structure, you talk about it. And if someone is interested in the vision of the business, then you should be able to explain how you can achieve your dreams through business here. Having that ability is very important. If you get that knowledge and really start off with it, then you would start pulling up 3 or 4 sales masters on each of your lines at the same time. You can't just have 2 each. You should have 3 or 4 sales masters on each side. Then you can have a compensation structure that you can work on full time. If you are at a point of desperation, if you don't have money to live day to day, then what should you do? You have to run with all your strength. If you have other forms of income, you can start slowly, part-time. We have made a compensation structure that fits each person's situation. And there is a key positive point. If you make someone a consumer once, then they will independently and willingly make repeated continuous purchases. This is because the products of absolute quality, absolute price support that. And this is why you can succeed through Atomy. We are completely different from pyramid scheme companies where you have to make someone buy the product once. And then you have to move on to other people to also buy the product once. If you want to do Atomy as a part-time business, then you can do it part-time. And if you decide to commit full-time, then you have to fully commit. We have to earn money well, and we have to spend it well. We donated $10 million to Compassion recently. There are 390 million children in the world that go to bed without getting to eat dinner. And there are children that are on the streets, struggling to live and to survive to the very next day due to natural disasters and COVID-19. We sent over $10 million urgently to help those children. Then there were situations like the earthquake in Haiti, where children had no place to go. We spent a considerable sum to send quick help to build temporary houses with boxes so that children don't have to be out on the streets in the rain. I am personally sponsoring 1,000 children. I send $50 per person, which adds up to $50,000 a month. I do have a pretty big income, and a bit less than an Imperial Master's, but still a lot. But sending $50,000 every month is starting to drain my finances, and I'm spending more money than I'm making each month. Anyways, I got 1,000 cards from my 1,000 children. I read through them one by one. These children don't get $50 in a month and have to skip dinner. But at the Compassion Center, they can eat at least one filling meal. It's an organization that can also teach about the reason for life and God, our Creator. Atomy, as a company, sponsors 10,000 children as well. So 500,000 every month, around 6 million annually, is being given to Compassion. So, I want to encourage each one of you, if you can, to sponsor at least one child. And as you do business in Atomy, you can sponsor one more person if you just try a little harder, and then another child. Working hard and making just $50 more per month can help you save a child's life and spread the eternal grace to them. I hope you can join me in the cause with those thoughts. we shouldn't only be working to be well off by ourselves. Of course, that's important. But I hope that you can all live with the dream of living a life on a path of blessings, not just a pocket of blessings, so that the blessing from the heavens can spread to many people and people in need. We will have to leave our worldly possessions behind someday. Yeah. They become meaningless. When you become rich, you might get depressed. Yeah. Sometimes the thought of leaving all of this behind can be even more frustrating when you're well off than when you're poor. And this is why you must all find and get eternal life. Even if our lives end, even if this physical life comes to an end, we will still have the eternal life that God has prepared for us. Our bodies deteriorate every day. Yeah. However, we will receive new bodies. We will receive bodies that are glowing and honorable. As we have our physical bodies, we also have spiritual bodies in heaven. This is recorded in the Bible. And I am one of the people that live with excitement for the day that I receive my spiritual body. You've all heard about writing out your life scenarios. Yeah. Writing your life scenario is the most important factor in Atomy's success. You have to imagine in your mind how you will succeed. When you're making that image inside your head, you have to make a dream that is gigantic in scale. Imagine things that you feel that you'd go crazy over. That you could die if it really came true. But a lot of people tend to make compromises when writing their life scenarios. You shouldn't do that. I would be happy with just $5,000 or even $10,000 per month. But writing smaller goals like that can be the reason that you give up. When you're faced with adversities, you would think to yourself that you don't need $5,000 and you'll give up. But imagine yourself making $100,000 every month. Isn't that overwhelming to imagine? Earning $100,000 per month can let you buy any house that you want. You can drive any car that you want. What if you could live like that? Also, if you could help your family, relatives, and neighbors that are in need, you would do anything that you could in your power to achieve your goal. That is the dream that you have to plan out and imagine. People with those kinds of dreams and scenarios work very hard, and they get to Royal Master, then Crown Master, and keep on succeeding. On the other hand, are those with vague life scenarios. The people that just don't go very far. I don't have to get to that. I'd be satisfied at this level. And there are many cases where those people give up midway through the process. Everyone can start this, but not everyone can succeed. In the end, the people with big dreams are the ones that succeed. I know more than anyone that it's hard and scary to write like that. You're too scared to write like that. It takes courage just to write that you will become someone that makes $100,000 per month. Courage isn't about not knowing fear. Courage is about facing those fears. When you declare that you are in a business that will earn you $100,000 and you ask other people to join you, you will have the fear that what you declare may not come true. But you must face those fears. When I first founded this company, I didn't have a nice office. I printed out the company labels on printer paper. I drove a used minivan that cost $2,800. I would drive down to the small neighborhoods to give seminars. There'd be 7, maybe 15 people in each seminar. And I would tell these people that they can earn $1 million if they become Imperial Masters, and that Atomy will become a global company that will spread throughout the world. Even though I was afraid back then. First, I was afraid of people being dismissive and rejecting me. I was worried about their reaction. There were many people that would leave in the middle of a seminar. The next fear was about what I would do if I couldn't succeed. There is no 100% guarantee that a company will grow. This company started with harsher conditions than any other company. If I failed again, I would be dismissed as a fraud. I had that fear in myself. I was so scared. Sometimes I wanted to cry because I was so scared. But what would happen to the people working with me? If I gave up because of fear, I had no other way. The people working with me had no other way. Even when I was scared, I had to shout out that we can do it, that we must do it, that we can't not do it. Atomians, work is about setting goals. Work is about making your goals a reality. If your reality is at the same level as your goal, you don't have any work to do. That is why you must set all your goals high. You have to set goals that escape reality. You have to set goals you might go crazy over if they came true, and it will help you to become crazy. You must do it. Get crazy to get there. You have to work like you're crazy. That's when the results come. It's not a case where someone gets a result and someone else doesn't. A person that goes crazy like that will 100% have results, and the people that don't won't see the results. The problem now is that there are more people that aren't crazy, and that's why everyone cannot succeed. If you were all crazy, then you could all succeed. This year, the domestic market will see a dramatic growth, not to mention the global market. Even last year, it grew more than 40%. Even in this situation, the faster and harsher the wind is, the faster we will move forward. If you don't set that dream, the people around you that are facing adversity, your parents, your spouses, your children, and your relatives will continue to struggle. All it takes is one person to take a stand. Look at our imperial master, Kwang Kim. Look at his family. There are members in his family at imperial master, crown master, royal, and star master. Almost all of them are at least Sharon Rose masters. And 50 people are working as leaders. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars going to that family every month. The entire family has risen up. Your success isn't the success of one person, but of the whole family. You would succeed as a leader, respected by your family. You have to be courageous and tell the people around you that you will become successful. Being hesitant is keeping what should be spread from spreading well. Not everyone will listen to you. It is up to the other person to follow you or not. However, you must get the word out first. Then you can give the decision and responsibility to them. Get the word out. If you just get the word out, someday they will follow suit. Even the people that thought you were following a false dream would see that you have become successful. Who wouldn't follow suit after watching you make $50,000, $100,000 per month, getting a new car, a new house, and a new life? Anybody would follow. Even if you're rejected, just still get the word out. I hope that you can all become successful people that declare, I can do this, with courage to those around you. That's it for the lecture.